Vigeant Junior. I'll tell you what, mate. Technical gremlins, but not for the steady hand of Rob Vigeant Junior. Oh no. Semi-professional YouTube sensation, RVJ. Had it nailed on. Now, unbeknown to hopefully now viewing live audience, let's have a look. Yeah, I've just checked it out, Rob. We are in fact live. So without further ado,
show, guys.
Yeah, it's been a little bit.
We had more of us on here. For the people in the chat, we did have Bozhidar on here just a second ago. Rob will verify. Technical gremlins. I mean, looking at that lad's laptop camera, I thought I had some bad habits. What the fuck has that kid been watching? Because I'll tell you what, like, am I lying? How grainy was that?
Yeah, it looked like he either wrapped the camera in saran wrap or gave it a Vaseline dip.
Definitely a Vaseline dip. No wonder that kid's wrists are strong. Bozhidar, he's coming in actually now. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Come on, son. Bozhidar in the mother fluffing house. Let's have a look. But Sasho, that's why Bozhidar went off to try and bring Sasho back on. Here we go. Bozhidar in the house. Mate, where's your boy? Where's your boy, dude?
He said he's coming. I resent him the link, so I hope he's coming soon.
Yeah, like you've been doing all over your fucking laptop screen. I'll tell you what, mate, I've never seen anything like that. What was going on with your laptop camera there?
Yeah, I have my laptop, I have my phone. I'm fully charged and ready for this.
Okay, now the shades are coming off. It's time to get serious, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. We do have Sasho coming on. You heard it from Bozhidar just a moment ago. We've learned a lot already in the 5 minutes that we've been doing this with the Bulgarian lads, and that is that Sasho has not got himself dialed in yet in terms of the old technicalities. Now, I'm a bit of a technophobe myself. That's why we got Rolly Ray on the fix with me, our technical director. We could have done with him tonight, ideally located in Sasho's room. Because Sasho is clearly struggling, ladies and gents. But let me introduce the two guys we got on the show right now. And for all arm wrestling fans, they're going to need very, very little introduction. First of all, this guy is a multiple and reigning Bulgarian national champion. He's also European champion and a world champion. He's won pretty much everything there is to win in the sport of arm wrestling. His name is Bozhidar Simeonaev, and that's the kiddie right there. In my opinion, this young man may well be the very best 80-kilo arm wrestler currently drawing breath. We're also joined by a North American superstar arm wrestler who is a multiple national champion and WAL hammer holder, Rob Vigeant Jr. in the mother fluffing house. Friend of the channel, been on here many times for real talk in the presence and things of that nature. We're also going to be joined very shortly by Bulgarian, European, and world champion. And I think he's just rolling in right now. Let's have a look. Just connecting to audio, ladies and gentlemen. Said it was live. Come on, son. How's the internet in Bulgaria there? Oi! There you go. Hey, how you doing, Sasho? You all right, pal? You okay? We'll crack on while he's
yeah,
that audio.
He needs to open his video.
So I'll tell you what, mate. Before we go any further,
to activate.
Let's just tell these guys a little bit of a development. You started your own YouTube channel, mate.
Yeah, I just managed to do all the configurations in the last minute. I decided to do it in the last moment today.
So you've done that today?
I did it before 20 minutes. I finished with everything.
Get Sasho now, look, he's loving it. Hey, Sasho, can you turn your phone on its side?
Обърни го хоризонтално телефона.
There you go. There he is, right there. And for any people that are not familiar with Sasho and have not met or seen Sasho in the flesh, baby, first thing that's going to strike you about this guy is that he's literally as wide as he is tall. Anybody with a neck like that, you know they're strong. And this guy certainly is. And the reason we're on the call tonight is I'm super excited about the prospect that is coming up. We've got these two guys, these two men that have never met before, that are dominant forces in their own region, meeting for the title of the Arm Wars Super Series Light Heavyweight Division at Arm Wars Reality Check. And to be honest, I think this could be one of the best matches that we've seen in arm wrestling in a very, very, very long time. And I want to start with you, first of all, Rob. Your sort of knowledge of, familiarity with Sasho. How much do you know about this guy?
I feel like I know a lot of what he's accomplished and what he brings to the table. I feel like I'm fairly familiar with a lot of his higher-end matches and his accolades, but I can't say I know everything from the ground up, but I'm very familiar with him, even from the past, since he hopped out of juniors. You know, as a fan of arm wrestling, I watch all the tournaments I'm not at, so I'll watch the Zlotys, the A1s, the Moldova Cups, the Worlds. I'll watch the Europeans. I watch all those tournaments as a fan of the sport, so Sasho's a guy that's like a recurring theme in all those big tournaments because, you know, he's Big Willie over there.
And just, obviously, you said before that this guy's got the credibility, he's got the legitimacy that you are looking to ascertain. Now, where do you put Sasho in terms of his weight class right now? Would you say he's arguably the very best in the world? Do you think anybody sits above him?
Well, I think that's what him and I are trying to sort out. I've put myself in my own mind there, but again, people think that there needs to be a proving ground. I'm sure with his accolades, he puts himself there because of what he's accomplished, but you can't deny that I exist. There's also Zoloev, who's roaming around, that's the other guy. But to say that he's not a top 3 guy within any realm of argument would be silly. I mean, on any given day, he could be the best guy, but I feel the same way about myself.
Excellent stuff. We're going to go over to Sasho right now. Now, for people in the chat, Sasho's English is good, but he's not overly confident in it. So we've got Bozhidar on the call tonight as well, who's also going to be involved at the Arm Wars event. And Bozhidar's English is absolutely perfect. In fact, it's better than mine. He's going to act as Sasho's translator.
We're not starting good with lies.
we started badly with technical, and now we're moving on to that.
And we continue with,
So Sasho, firstly, mate, welcome to the show. Great to have you on. Is this your first YouTube live show?
I think we still have these technical problems.
He can't hear me. Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I can just write him.
One moment. Sasho, can you hear me? I know you're muted at the moment, mate. You're on mute.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now, mate. Is this your first YouTube live show, Sasho?
Пита дали той е първия подкаст. Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, first time. And I wanted to ask the same question that I did of Rob. I wanted to just get some insight from yourself about how much do you know about Rob Vigeant Jr.? Is he a guy that you've studied, that you've watched? Or were you not really familiar with Rob before I asked about the match?
Много прекъсва нещо. Разбираш ли?
Ти чуваш ли ма добре?
Ами не много.
Какво знаеш за Роб Vigeant като цяло, да пита? Дали си го познавал преди вашия матч?
Yeah, of course. I know he's one of the most recognizable competitors in North America, and he showed. Wait. How?
Чуваме те.
He showed very good endurance and stable IQ against Michael Todd. And the last practice, I think we both have what to show.
Quietly confident. We're going to just knock over a couple of super chats real quick. So first of all, Carolyn Loomis has come in with a super chat. Thank you, Carolyn. Hi, Neil. Does Bozhidar have a fan running, maybe? Does anybody have a fan on?
Oh, I might. It's hot as balls in here. Hold on.
We nearly saw them then. We nearly saw the balls. That is all.
Nu știu, am ratat.
Sorry, I'm in a camper. It's hot as balls, but I'll make weight quick. So that's good.
Hopefully that, let us know in the chat, Carolyn, if that's resolved the audio issues there. Apologies for that. Devon Laratatouille, thank you for your super chat. Neil, can you tell Michael Todd roid rage story where he went on a rampage after he lost to Devon in Manchester? To be honest, mate, he didn't go on a rampage at all. And I don't know about roid rage. The only thing I would say is that Michael took it really personally. He took it very hard. Michael is a win-at-all-cost type of guy. And he was even more so at that time. Michael's definitely matured a lot, changed a great deal. And he took it really, really hard that day. And for a good hour and a half to 2 hours, he had retired from arm wrestling. But we've seen that kind of emotion from Michael a number of times. I think we'll see it again. At the bottom of him, Michael Todd's a competitor. He's a very good arm wrestler. And I look forward to seeing him back at the table. And I'm sure we will. I don't think there's any doubt about that whatsoever. It's just who against. But yeah, Michael was really upset that day. He didn't take that loss well. And it ended up with they were arm wrestling in the reception of the hotel till about 4 a.m. that day. So yeah, exciting times, and it turned into some good stuff. Carolyn Loomis, come back in. Neil, maybe someone has a fan running. And Mike again. Oh, same question. So sorry about that. We have resolved it now, hopefully. I'm Wilma Dickfit. Oh, sorry, that's a good one. I love it, Wilma Dick. So, Wilma Dickfit with your super chats. We need a match of RVJ versus Chad Silver. Also, RVJ versus Hutchins. Neil, Paul Walther of NC needs a match with a big name. He beat Derek Smith both arms. When did he beat Derek Smith both arms is the question. And thanks, Carolyn. That's fixed it. Good stuff. I'm glad we've got that tucked away. So I'm going to go back to Sasho for a minute. Sasho, you've just obviously seen the matches that took place in Turkey, in Istanbul, in New Jersey, where Todd Hutchins pulled Haji Zolev. The mighty Bozhidar managed to get a win over Tony Kotowski. And there was a lot of talk online, on Facebook, on Insta, various other places, about East versus West arm wrestling. I wanted to just ask you, do you see that as a thing? Are you even conscious of that? Do you sort of think that European arm wrestling and American arm wrestling are very different?
Според тебе, каква е разликата между нашата и тяхната канадска борба? Или изобщо има ли такава?
Аз не виждам особено. Като цяло за моя стил на игра, смятам, че би било някакъв проблем. Нали, тия разлики, които ги има в размера на масата и като цяло това.
He says that he doesn't see really big difference, but we have different rules. But for him, like those rules, like the difference of the pads
Mhm.
and all of this, he says that he can adapt and won't be such a big problem for his style, you know, like, and he doesn't see like really big difference in the competitors at all. Like it's all due to who is stronger, and technically, I don't know how to say. Maybe in heavyweights, North America can compare to East, but like for in the middle, like Arm Wars will say the last word. But in my opinion, the lightweights, I already proved who is better.
But that's one guy against one guy. As a field, you got to talk about a field. Like you beating one guy is you, but as a field, I think you got to look at it as the overall picture.
Yeah, the overall picture is that arm wrestling in America is more commercial and it's like more paid, I can say. Like it's selling better than in Europe. Like from promoting side, it's better. But from strength, I can go against all of your guys in one day in the lightweights. And I'm confident about it.
Very confident.
I will be your king of the table.
Very confident words from Bozhidar. Ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
pretty
Bozhidar,
sure.
welcome to the show.
And I'm pretty sure that on Arm Wars, the king of the light heavyweight under 95 kilos will be crowned as well. So let the strongest win.
Now, Sasho, just coming to you on that, mate. When you go into this match with Rob Vigeant, where's your level of confidence? I mean, we know that recently you pulled, I think your most recent match was probably Irakli, which was also in Turkey, or your most recent super match. Where's your level of confidence at versus Rob? Do you see Rob as an easier match than Irakli? A more difficult match than Irakli? You faced some of the best in the world and some of the guys that we know are serious contenders. Where does Rob Vigeant sit in that? How do you rate this guy?
Божо, чуеш ли?
Слушам.
Аз го разбрах, де.
Добре.
Като цяло би било много интересен матч, защото и двамата са дърпачи и биха сборили едни от най-силните дърпания в тази категория.
Ма той отвътре не е, след да ти кажа.
То като цялото всички са тъй, който дърпа и отвътре си е силен, но основните им гри все пак са.
No. Like for him, it's really interesting match, you know, because like Rob is very versatile puller. He showed really good IQ. I don't know actually how much of actual is like his last practice with Michael. Like it happened before 2 months or
A month, at least a month and a half ago.
Yeah, at least a month. But there he showed really good endurance because we know Michael, it's really endurance puller. Like his endurance is amazing and Rob could catch up with him every round. So like it could be really interesting for Sasho as well to pull with him because he's very versatile and Irakli has only top roll, but Rob has really strong side as well. His top roll, maybe his hook will be good for the match as well. So for him, it's a really good challenge.
Мога да гадая само при положение, че аз съм играл с един състезател, с другия не съм и не мога да дам толкова точна оценка, но би било доста интересно.
So for now, for this match, it's all foggy. You know, he can't predict like actual result. He can't predict the outcome of this match. He is looking forward for this match as much as Rob does. That's all he can say. Like it will be.
Maybe after our wars, I will know.
Yeah. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Same question to you, Rob. What do you? How do you see? Where's your confidence at going into this? Because there's been some turbulence getting the match to take place, obviously. Just to sort of give everybody a little bit of backstory before Rob answers, and all the guys on the call will be aware of this. The match was on. Everybody was in. We agreed it very early on. Then the issue came in with the UK government, where if you were to be allowed into the country, you had to be double vaccinated, which was major problem. Largely because Sasho and Bozhidar are both young men and could not get access to a vaccine in Bulgaria. Rob got his vaccine and was still in. Unfortunately, Sasho, we didn't know whether he could do the match, so it was on hold for a long period of time. And at one point was effectively stood down. So Rob thought, okay, he was up for coming, but I couldn't make the match happen. Rob sort of went back to everyday life. And then literally last week, I got a call from Bozhidar, where he told me that because of the changes in the rates of COVID in the country, they'd been offered a vaccine. That changed the game immeasurably. I contacted Rob. And to be fair to Rob, true warrior he is, he said, let's go. Let's do this thing. Now, that in itself shows that he wanted to do it. Sasha wants to do it. And it is on. Now, Rob, I wanted to get your sort of, with all those considerations in play, how do you feel going into this match? Where's your level at the moment? How ready do you feel, or can you be?
I mean, I feel like I can come ready to be a threat to anybody. Confidence is one of those things that I'm going to have to see what ground I can make up in the next few weeks, because coming into these critical, 2 months out, steady grind is kind of where you're at, with your endurance and table savvy and feeling comfortable with what you're doing. And I put those things on the back burner. And by back burner, I honestly didn't think this match was going to come together. And I went back to work life, kid life, camp life, doing everything not conducive to arm wrestling. So when I had that conversation with you this week, I then decided to then pick up and kind of like what Devin Larratt's doing with the Mountain, trying to become the best version he can be in 5 weeks. I'm trying to be the best version I can be in 5 weeks. I could have done year-round things, but let's be honest, with my life and everything, if there's nothing big going on, it's silly I'm not vain enough to be in a gym 7 days a week when I've got nothing to chase. So when this match popped up, it's kind of like time to get on the express train. So confidence is, somewhere about 50-50, because I know there's that side of me that even off the couch can still be super dangerous. And then, there's that person that's a little insecure. So I'm not going to be coming in a year deep training, but I'll still be dangerous.
Tremendous. I'm going to knock over a couple of super chats real quick, and then we will move forward again. So, RVJ, thanks for your super chat, mate. RVJ versus the world. Bit of confidence and a backer for Rob there. Wilma Dickfit back in. And I watched Paul Wolfer beat Derek Smith about 3 weeks ago, both arms. I have the video of that if you'd like to see it. Wilma, fire that over, mate, by all means to the channel. I would love to see it. But tonight, guys, can we keep the questions about the men that are on the call if we can, please, guys? Just want to show these fellas respect. We've got multiple world champions on the call tonight. We're lucky to have these guys here. So I do want to keep the chat based on those, any of the questions on those guys. Aussie arm wrestler Jake was on the Aussie Arm Wrestlers show this week. Brilliant time with Jake. Lovely guy. If you're not already subscribed, get over there and check out Aussie Arm Wrestler. Absolutely fantastic bloke. RVJ versus Sasho. Quality matchup. RVJ wins. Ready, bang. Daniel Urick. Support the sport. Thank you for your super chat, mate. Much appreciated. Kirsten Prodigy for Bozhidar. Bozhidar just said he can take anyone all at once. And he's just put, well, you've got a test against me, mate, on the 26th of February in Malta, because my arm won't go down. Be prepared.
Well, it will be infinity match because my arm won't go down as well. So I think we will watch the longest match in the history.
Confident young men. Brilliant.
So stack that lineup. I'd like to give them Crazy George first and then move down the line from there.
I would like to go with him as well. He's amazing.
Remarkable.
Yeah, Crazy George had another European who talked just the same way, and he went home with a box of tissues and a sore butthole.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the one, actually. He's the one.
Pretty serious dude, there's no doubt about it. Cooper Maxwell.
Yeah.
You're going to love this, Rob Vigeant. Cooper Maxwell's
we'll
coming with a super chat here, and he's just put, will there be an RVJ Arm Wars shirt? Rob.
As far as I know, I can say with the intel that I've been given that there is one. I just got to actually get home, open up the package of the already printed one, and put it out there to social media because I'm up here in the mountains. So, yes, there is one.
Said shirt does exist, guys. We'll have that. I'll tell you what, we'll launch that probably tonight, and I'll put it after the show. I'm going to put Bozhidar's YouTube channel in the description so you guys can all get over and subscribe to Bozhidar. I'm going to put Rob Vigeant Jr.'s shirt out. If not tonight, I'll attach it to this video tomorrow. That will be available. You can get the Arm Wars merch on there. It's all going to be in the description, guys. Robert Gould, thanks for your super chat. Go, Rob. I hope you crush Sasho. And that's caught us up on super chats. Now, interesting, did Sasho go? Where'd he go?
He's still in the call?
No. He's vanished, dude. Where'd Sasho go? Find Sasho. He's like Danny Sasho.
Wait, I tried to write him.
All I can say, Rob, is if Sasho's technical skills are as good.
I was going to ask at the beginning, I was going to say, is Bozhidar going to pull the first 2 rounds of our match, then he tags in late? Because if we're going by tardiness, I think Sasha will show up around round 6.
I'll tell you what, mate, your microphone blows. That microphone is absolutely, I mean, you're coming so well.
You know, I'm going to let you know a secret. I don't make a living as a professional podcaster these days, and I'm on my kid's computer, and
it's weird, dude. It's weird because ordinarily, when you've been on the show,
because I've been in the computer at my house is a nicer computer.
Ah, okay, it's a different computer completely. Right, I was going to say because I hope that was your kids because it's in the.
However, I'm still the most competent person on this call next to you. So I'm still batting over 500.
You're more confident than that, dude? Come on. Bozhidar set the friggin' bar.
On time, 0 issues. And I'm just letting people talk.
I don't have issues.
I'm not having any racial slurs.
Right, Bozhidar, go on, dude. You were midway through an answer to Kirsten, and then we got on to Crazy George. Welcome back to the call there, Sasho.
Божо, извиним се от мое име там, само за ви кажи, че съм бил на непредвидена почивка и малко зарядни глупости, докато се организирам.
So he's on vacation, like, and his phone went down, so he took the charger now. So I think he's charged up now for the match. He's completely charged up now for the match.
You just have a load of girls calling you.
Yeah.
While you're on, like, hey, I'm just on a call.
Yeah, boats and hoes.
Yeah, treat them mean, keep them keen, Sasho. You see, you just want to go. Speak to you later. Put the phone down.
Hey, that's the difference of European arm wrestling and American arm wrestling. If you're Big Willie over in Europe, you get laid. If you're Big Willie over here, some old guy recognizes you from Wild World of Sports and pats you on the back. That's it.
Mate, Bozhidar's on Engin's boat.
But I recognize the old man as well, so. But it's really
you
nice.
Recognize me. Congratulations, I got a friend in Bulgaria.
So, Guy, anyway, let's pick up where we left off. One of the things that I wanted to touch base on, obviously, Sasho's comments around the size of the pad for the World Arm Wrestling League events. But in Arm Wars, you're going to be on 7x7s. It's a Mazurenka table. So does that change things for him mentally? Does he feel like on a Mazurenko spec table, is that better for him?
It's the same like WAF, so
yeah.
He will not need to adapt. Like, I forgot that we are pulling on the same pads like WAF. So I think that we should just redirect the question for Rob. How is he feeling about this? I mean, will there be elbow falls, or he already changed his pads at home and he's working on new pads already?
Well, that's a good question. I'm not a big fouler, and I train always on a 7x7. So I don't think I ever got the full use of the extra 2 inches on a WAL pad. I was always the one that people were running from me, so I kind of had to stick to the front to hold on to them or contain them. So I never used the full 9 inches. So 7x7's home for me. That's easy. No fouls for me.
So I think
it's going to be an arm wrestling match. It's not going to be fouls.
We will see the clash of the titans. So
yeah, for sure. It's going to be.
Sasho, who do you feel is the more complete arm wrestler, yourself or Rob Vigeant Jr.?
Според тебе, кой е по-завършен състезател, ти или Роб?
Мисля, че отговора се получи, когато се срещнем.
The answer is the same. After the show, we will know the answer of this question.
Ма и също така не мисля, че аз съм особено... Нали, не съм на 100% от това, което мисля, че мога да представя, но се надявам до срещата да съм поне да съм близо до тия 100% от...
He said that he is now as well pushing the gas pedal, so he will try to be 100 on the match, and no excuses. Like on the match, on the day, we will see who is the better man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course.
And Bozhidar, can you just ask Sasho how familiar he is with the Arm Wars rule system, the running fouls, things of that nature? Is he familiar with that? Does he like that format?
Какво мислиш за формата и запознат ли си с като цяло формата с ATS running фаулове, които са? Примерно, че матча не се спира, ами когато имаш 3 фаула и тогава вече губиш срещата, ами не са при 2 фаула и да се спре матча и да се преиграва. Да. Просто когато имаш такъв фаул и дори да биеш, пак се преиграва. Имаш право на 3 фаула, не са 2. Бърка ли той по някакъв начин?
Ами по принцип не, когато са минимални, мисля, че не е проблем. А сега ако е някакъв фаул, който променя играта и изобщо като цяло, нали, кой както да е застанал, тогава мисля, че е проблем. Нали.
Да, ама то той вече е микрофаулинг, пак то е друго. Ама I think, and he says that we will see just a clear game and there won't be falls.
Yeah, that's very likely.
That's all. Like he knows about this. Like he's familiar with the rules, but I think, and he thinks that there will no be need of running falls through that match.
Yeah. Obviously, the Arm Wars Super Series was. I've watched it when I've been in Bulgaria myself, but did he used to watch the show regularly?
Me, yes. For him, I can't say like how much. Probably he's seen most of the matches as well, but he feels most confident about his career and himself. Like he doesn't care who is in front of him. He just goes there and crush everyone.
Interesting. So. Just sort of
everyone's got to play until they get punched in the face.
We'll see.
Everyone's got a plan, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. There is train for everyone. So you both are fair pullers. So there will be just blood, sweat, and at the end, respect for both of us. So that's all.
That's right.
Sasho, how many of Rob's matches have you watched? Did you see the match with Rob, for example, against Marcio Barbosa?
Гледал ли си го като играе с Барбоса?
мисля, че не.
А с Тод Хътчингс, примерно? Кажи
Ами,
примерно, и първата му,
Да, бе,
му взела китката.
с Тот, нали говорихме.
Да. With Barboza, no, but he watched his match with Hutchings.
Okay. On the left or the right?
Налява или надясна?
Хубав въпрос. Alright.
On the right. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what I was going with Marcio is because that's probably the nearest measuring stick we've had in some ways, because you guys train very regularly, I know, and have trained very extensively with Krasimir, who's a magnificent arm wrestler from Bulgaria. Very, very good guy as well. Krasi, if you're out there watching, mate, hope you're well. I love Krasimir. He's a great dude. Now, he's got a lot of familiarity with Barboza, knows about Marcio, how he pulls, technical well-roundedness and so on. And they were nip and tuck, very, very, very close level with Barboza and Krasimir Kostadinov. Interestingly, Rob Vigeant drew 3-3 with Barboza in honor.
But how many years it was before? Like, because we know match with Krasi, well, it's more actual. Like in the weight class, how much did Barboza weighted on armors? Was it like 105 maybe?
No, it was about 240, 250.
How much is this in kilos?
About 110 or more. 110 or 110 or 110 or 115.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you are just
under 90, 92.
You are 92 there.
About that.
Yeah, I know you are. Yeah.
So it was.
Като цяло, Краш има също голяма разлика от тогава, когато играеш с мача с Барбоса, както и сега. Нали, нивата се променят като цяло.
He says that Krasimir also has like really big difference from his match with Barboza now, so, and I don't know, like, we will see, because as I remember, Barboza managed to beat Rob really fast the first time, and I know Sasho has really good hand control as well, like, so we will see if...
Yeah, it's different time frames. There's a lot circulating around every match. There's always more than meets the eye, so...
Yeah, and we saw in the second round, like, your elbow went out of the pad, so you should really keep your elbow against Sasho, because when he starts hitting you, believe me, Barboza will be like, I don't know, like fairy tale for you.
Oh, Nelly, I can't wait for you to get a piece of that humble pie.
For sure, I'm just firing it up.
I can't wait, buddy. Can't fucking wait.
Now, let me just sort of try and expose where the confidence comes from. First of all, we're just going to knock over a super chat real quick. I love it. Clarks93, thanks for your super chat, and he's put, Sasho, without a riser, would your results be the same? I suppose an irrelevance, really, because he will be able to use a riser. He's obviously got the opportunity to use a riser, but he's asking, how important is the riser to you, mate?
Super important.
Божо?
Търпача, според тебе, колко зависи от стила ти на игра?
В какъв смисъл колко зависиш?
Еми, според твоята игра, като цяло. Или, да, спрямо тебе. Въпросът е към тебе, тъй че...
Дали, ама не можа да разбера въпроса.
By riser, you mean like this movement here?
Excuse me.
No, standing on a step.
Тогава друг е въпрос. Подиума да бъде вдигнат.
Ами аз от
Какво е
доста
значение?
време не съм го вдигал, тъй че мисля, че няма кой знае какво значение.
Ти как прозвуча?
Много силата.
He didn't use it since his junior year, so I think he already forgot about this.
Very interesting. So Clark's 93, irrelevance. He's not going to be pulling on a platform.
But I don't know how tall is Rob.
Поне при
Well,
мен
What's
е.
your
What are you,
what's your
6'1", Rob? That's 6'6'1". Similar to
Yeah.
me, I think.
please in centimeters because I'm not really familiar with.
Let me see. I think. Are you similar to me, Rob?
I was always told by the doctor I was 6'2", but I guess it depends on who you ask. If you ask Ryan Bowen, I'm 5'6".
Are you over?
I'm over 6 feet. I'm over
1.8,
centimeters. That is
185.
85.
185.
Oh, you are 10 centimeters taller than me, and probably 12 or 13 taller than Sasho.
Yeah.
yeah.
I've
Well,
just-
that sounds like a problem.
Well, we'll see. Like shorter arm, stronger. The leverage is different. So
I saw the hand control. All I needed to see was the hand control when he pulled Zoloev, and I went, bingo! Because guess who's got a better hand than that cat? Me.
probably yeah. Like,
Not
I
probably. 110%.
know you have the longest finger, so we have to.
Right.
arrange to manage.
This right here, you never see it get cracked. So when you talk about hand control, go back to the drawing board, get your chalk, get your erasers, start over again.
He doesn't need it, believe me.
I hope you come in with that mindset. I hope you're his quarter man.
We will send
Maybe
you
like
information.
Apollo Creed who refused to throw in the towel and he got killed by a poor Ivan Drago who just had to kill the guy.
Yeah. We will send your
Don't let your
pronation.
boy die in the ring.
You will receive your pronation in the post office after.
I love
And
this.
what happens if I beat him in a hunk? What happens to everyone's game plan?
If you-
Definitely, Rob, I can tell you, you don't need to raise your voice.
If you
That
beat him,
microphone is speaking, so-
believe me, if you beat him in hook, you have my respect for life. That's all.
Yeah, that's like a good tactic, though, isn't it? Because you'd love to draw.
Yeah, but
draw
don't
Robin
worry.
Hood.
I will assure you, I will send your pronation. It will be waiting you in the post office when you get home. You can keep your long fingers and arms for you, but your pronation will be waiting for you at the post office.
If you think that's all I have, I wish you farewell. You're the guy. You're the guy that thinks there's no hand-to-hand combat because you got a sidearm and you're living in muddy waters, and when it doesn't fire and you gotta get in a knife fight, you forgot all your skills because you're relying on your gun.
Аз нищо
For
не мога
sure,
да кажа.
I'm just ambassador because I can get angry really easy, and I know you can as well. But have you seen Sasho's matches? His face is like Batman. He's always the same. You can't make
Right.
him
Always.
to make impression. So
All I see is how he gets cracked, and can I do it?
yeah, and when you wake up, the sheets are still wet.
You know what? You're the best kind of person for me.
I know.
Wait, motherfucker. Wait.
Maybe after
What's
my
the
match,
best thing about this
you-
is you've got to be in a house together beforehand.
Yeah.
It's
кажи
so
му, че
good.
мисля, че трябва да има матч между двама ви. След моя.
Uh,
Fuck this.
Yeah.
Sasho says we need to pull after your match. We need to arrange super match between us both.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe first you have to beat me to go to Sasho. Like you need to.
Well, if that's the way you guys do internet and conversations, it seems that way. Maybe you should be on vacation to pre-test out the girls he's talking to first.
Don't worry, he will send you to vacation as well after your time.
Yeah, Bulgarian hospitality. I got it.
You come, and you are very welcomed after to Bulgaria.
Oh yeah, you're welcome here too. But someone's going home crying in their Bulgarian porridge.
No, after the match we get wasted, and that's all. Respect and love.
Hey, Bozhidar, not a problem, mate. You don't worry about that.
I mean, I can get down like that.
Yeah, that is not a problem.
That's the arm wrestling style of Bulgarians. We are big men, so we win or win, we lose or lose. The only what stays is the respect for each other. We can talk a lot of bullshit, but at the end we see who is stronger, and that's all.
I have no doubt whatsoever that when these two men walk away after that match, both will respect one another. I don't think that's in any doubt. I think you're both going to learn a lot that day. I really do. Now, let's talk about Bulgaria. For the people who aren't familiar with you guys, who aren't familiar with Bulgarian arm wrestling, Bulgaria is a small country in terms of number of people in the country, and yet the level of arm wrestling excellence in the country of Bulgaria is as good as anywhere in the world. It really is unbelievable level. Now, I perhaps biasedly put that down to one individual who, it's almost like you drop the old pebble in the pond and the ripples spread. And in my opinion, arguably the greatest lightweight arm wrestler, one of my favorite arm wrestlers of all time, without a shadow of a doubt. One of my, a guy who I've considered friends for over 20 plus years, and that's Svetan Gashevsky.
We put yesterday.
Now, Svetan is an unbelievable arm wrestler. Magnificent demeanor, mental approach, strength in all areas, technical ability, versatility. You name it, he's got it. He is the man. Now, he started the trend of exceptional Bulgarians, working with a lot of guys back then. And since that time, there's just been a never-ending cycle of excellent arm wrestlers coming out of the country. What do you think? There's a different approach to arm wrestling in Bulgaria? Is it just that's led to it, or is it a cultural difference? What do you put that down to, guys?
Like every good arm wrestler in Bulgaria started either from Cvetan or from Krasi.
Yeah.
And I can say they both have, because I'm student of them both,
yeah,
and they both have completely different methodics. Like I can say for myself, for Sasho, for others, they gave us really good basis. Like Sasho built it by himself from really early age, like from 4 years old or even earlier, like since, I don't know, maybe he worked out even in his mother's womb, so I don't know. But what makes Cvetan great, it's like he put with, how to say, like almost all of the Zoloev's guys, it's like 3 decades of, like, how can I say, he's 30 years in the sport and he's still continuing to improve and to help other people. Like I can say, he made me who I am like this year. He helped me to improve and to maximize my arm wrestling.
And if you look at the guys that came out of that camp, a guy that I used to compete against, Stoyan Golomanov.
As well, yeah, Plamen.
Arm wrestler. Plamen Dimitrov is amazing.
Underrated
arm wrestler. Plamen Dimitrov is mega. For those guys, if you don't know Plamen, check that kid out. Incredible.
And they're students of Cvetan, and we are all like, we started with Krasi, like me, Sasho, Dimitrina Petrova. She is world champion in women as well. Yep. We have junior world champion. He became world champion in 2 years. So like the numbers are saying it all. Like they're one of the best coaches, and we are the future.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, do you see any other countries in the world? Do you think that Bulgaria are standalone in that respect? Do you think they're quite unique in that way, in terms of the size or the number of people versus the top level athletes that come out of there?
I can say that I've never seen like someone like Sasho. For 7 years he didn't see any other medal as gold, only golds. Like he goes to Europe, he goes to Worlds, and he take 4 gold medals. Like he did this for 2-3 years in a row.
So
Like
for anyone that's saying to, anybody that had any criticism of Rob Vigeant, I've heard people say in the past that Rob hadn't got a willingness to travel, hadn't got a willingness and a propensity to pull the very best guys in the world, and yet here we go. And as you guys know, Rob was in from day one, then was told it couldn't happen, and as soon as you guys got the vaccination, he was back in.
Like that's why I'm feeling so confident. It's not due to not respecting. I'm really familiar with Rob. Like I've watched all of his videos. Like he's amazing puller. But believe me, I believe that Sasha lost only because he lost his confidence. Like he got too calm about winning Worlds and Euros last time. Because when you win 7-8 years in a row and you win every class, you go really easy. You can't maintain every year. Like you just at one point you just stay on the couch and say, okay, I already proved too much. I'm the best. Why should I continue to go hard every time?
Now, obviously, we know that knowing Sasho and knowing his demeanor, he is not a guy who talks a lot. He prefers to let his actions at the table do the talking for him, clearly. And they got a loud voice, let's be honest. Now, if you are to ask him now, where does he rate himself at the weight in terms of, does he believe that he is the very best in the world? Not braggadocio, not braggadly, just matter of fact. Right now, does he categorize himself as the best 90 kilo arm wrestler in the world? Would he agree with that statement, or is he concerned about individuals, and if so, who are they?
Според тебе, ти най-добре ли си до 90 кг? Реално. За момента. Ало?
You're muted, mate. You're on mute.
Да.
Според тебе, какво смяташ?
Мисля, че в моя добра форма до 90 съм си, както и съм го доказал 7 години подред. Това може да го кажеш. Мисля, че щях да го докажа още 2 години, ако беше да няма пандемия.
If he is totally healthy and like perform as he knows he can, for him, he is the best in his weight class. And he said that if he had the opportunity the last 2 years, he would have proven this.
Yeah.
И за първи път ще играе в по-висока категория от 90, но ще се постарая да задържа лимита си.
And now he is going up to 95 to face probably the best in North America in this category, because he proved himself many times as well. And the strongest will win, and he will do his best to prove that he can be on the top once again.
Sure. Now, in terms of where does he rate this in terms of difficulty with the opponents that he's faced before? Some of who've been known to be really good top rollers. He's pulled Kigali Ongabayev, he's pulled Hadji, he's pulled Prudnik, he's pulled so many of the guys that are in the conversation for being the very best. He's pulled Toddzilla. Where does Rob Vigeant rank in terms of level of difficulty, in terms of the when he looks back at his career? Is this one of the bigger matches of his career, or not?
Според тебе, нали, тези имена, които ги спомена, къде го слагаш Роб Vigeant спрямо тях? И според тебе, той ли е най-големия матч за твоята кариера в момента?
Ами, мисля, че да, че това е най-големият матч. Къде го слагам? Може в спрямо тия всичките, без мен или с мен?
Не, спрямо тях, като те срещу тебе, според тебе, какъв му е шанса, както с тях си играл? Реално,
Ами, аз
къде
съм
го класираш между те всичките?
Да, но го кажи така, че с някои от състезателите не съм могъл да се примерим силите. Де заради бърз старт, де заради дълга среща преди това, което е от значение и той го знае също.
He said that if they're both on the list and they're pulling, like, that's the best two guys, but as long as they never met, he can't like put him in the list before their match. Like, it will be, how to say it, like mistake, or it will be to put him somewhere without knowing his strengths.
Interesting.
За това, което той е показал, мисля, че в тройката със сигурност от тия всички състезатели на
But
топ 1,
what
2.
he showed throughout his career, for sure he is in top 3 of all these competitors that you counted earlier.
Sure. Interesting stuff. I'm going to go
Like, he can't, for sure he can't underestimate him, and probably he will go more than 110 on him, believe me. So
Като цяло
for
за това
him,
мисля, че е доста важен матч, защото
for now, this is the most important match for him.
And you would say, and would Sasho say that right now he's in exceptional form? Is he no injuries? He's ready. He's 100%.
For injuries, I can say he doesn't have. For form, we can build it. We have time, so it will get better and better. So at the event, we will see what form and shape the both competitors will show.
Absolutely. Now, Chris Gamo has come in with a super chat. Thanks very much for that. Really helps the channel. He's put, damn, I missed this. Sasho is a beast, but Rob is the man. Now, a lot of people feel like, and have said, certainly from the North American contingent, have said that Rob is unique amongst arm wrestlers, not only in North America, but around the world, in that he's a natural genetic freak, a weirdo. And a lot of people say that when they pull with Rob, the experience is quite weird. And after the match, they feel like he's a unique proposition, something very different. But Sasho's pulled a number of men who are in that upper echelon, as I say. Does he draw any confidence from the fact that he's faced people like Prudnik, Ongabayev? Is that a real confidence boost to him? Or is his confidence a little bit damaged by taking a loss to someone like Hutchins?
Как се чувстваш при положение, че си бил те всичките хора, примерно, дали нивото ти на самоувереност е паднало след като си загубил от Хътчингс или просто си се нахъсал повече след това?
Значи имах супер дълга среща преди матча с Хътчингс и мисля, че не са ни били реално премерени силите. Така че не би ме сдухал по някакъв начин нещо.
For sure his confidence and in himself can't be shaken by any loss, because before the match with Hutchings, we need to point that he made like really great match with Krasi, and as well like, we need to give credit to Hutchings as well, because he made really good performance at Moldova as well. Yeah. And for sure this is not excuse, but for Sasho, like, the deal is not finished yet with Hutchings. So for sure he can show better performance. Like, he doesn't know the outcome, but he knows he can show more against him. And he is pretty confident about this match as well.
Interesting. Well, if he was to win the match with Rob, guess who his first defense would be?
For sure, we already know.
So having said that, he has to get through Rob Vigeant Jr. first, and that is no easy task. So if he looks at the guys that he's pulled before, does he feel like there's anybody who was close stylistically to Rob, who's similar, pulls similar? Is he expecting him to be a little bit like any of the other opponents he's faced?
Според тебе, от тези, с които си тренирал, те да не е тренирал, ами с които са срещал преди, кой е най-близо технически до Роб Vigeant?
Може би...
Прудник.
Да, ама и като цяло с всеки играта е различна. Зависи и от съответно съперника, че как играе това. Но като цяло да, защото той е силен в средата.
Like every arm wrestler has his unique style, but on table intelligence, he's probably most close to Prudnik because both of the pullers are very, very versatile and has very good IQ and has really good, I don't know, always has some tricks in the sleeve. So
sure, yeah.
They can make really big outcome out of every match. Like Rob proved, Prudnik proved himself, and they both are very smart pullers and always surprise their opponents one way or another. Like we also seen Rob pulling Hutchings' wrist like nothing, so for sure it's something. Yeah. Because I pulled with Hutchings and I know how strong he is.
Yes, yeah. And when
I couldn't fix my joints 1 month after, and I thought my arm is okay after the competition.
It's funny, I was talking to Devon Larratt about this match between Sasho and Rob. And I remember one of his comments on the call there was he said, look, I believe that Rob is the favourite and he'll definitely take the hand and wrist from Sasho. It's just whether he's got enough power to get around and finish. Now, I wanted to almost ask, firstly, of Rob, the same question. Sorry, Sasha, what are you saying there, mate?
Я пак?
Ами, нали, Деван е казал, че със сигурност ще ми вземе китката.
Да.
Ами, имаше един матч, който бяха му предложили да играе с мен, ама той отказа, колкото знам.
Now we have a new beef.
To be honest, there was no Devon wasn't in any way derogatory of Sasho. He sees that the match is almost 50-50. This is true. I think the betting, the stake kings, when you see the staking, you'll see that it's 50-50.
Like I didn't know about this, but now Sasho is telling me that Devon was requested, like he was offered a match against Sasho and he declined. So why he's so sure that Sasho will lose his wrist if he declines the match against him by himself?
I can't comment. I'd be amazed if Sasho's too scared.
My hand control is better than Devon's. I'll just put that out there. It's a fact.
Всеки е гледал срещите между мен и Краси, както и тренировъчните срещи между Краси и Девон.
Everybody saw the matches Kraси against Sasho and everybody saw the practice of Devon against Krasi. So maybe buddy. Weird terrain. Weird terrain.
Let's keep it on.
That's like saying, okay, we've seen Dave Chafee crush Krasi like a baby, but I cracked his wrist and he couldn't pin me without using his body against my hand. Yeah, and I pinned Dave Chafee after he walked through the worlds. All I'm saying is you can't go by different forms of different people. Devon goes from 220 to 280. Those are different human beings.
I'm agree, but
Yes, but the king's move is nothing. Like, it's not arm wrestling, so this should be even erased from the internet.
All he did was give an opinion, buddy, that my pronation in my hand was good. You know the pronation in hand you said you were going to send me home with in the mail?
Yeah.
He's just believing that it's that good. It's okay. Don't get upset about it. If his opinion was Sasha would run through me, would there be any more conversation from your end? No, you'd be like this. Go, Devin.
I'm paying the delivery for your pronation.
Good. So there'll be plenty left over for you on the side table. And then you can all sit there and cry and going, what in the fuck was that just happened to poor mother Bulgaria?
Let's go.
Може ли да предвидиш, до някъде съм съгласен с това, което казвам, но до някъде, но със сигурност нещата между от споменатите срещи биха били различни, ако имаше допинг контрол. Това е моето мнение.
You can say it, Bozhidar, go.
I think
this isn't the time to be censored.
Oh, really?
No.
You can say it. So.
Like, какво имаш предвид под допинг контрол? Имаш предвид за сегашния матч?
Или за цяло споменатите матчове от него, защото нали, той спомена, че то се размазал крас.
If there was doping control in WAL when Chafee beat Krasi, the result could be different.
Are we really going to go down the doping control rabbit hole? Holy fucking shit. I'll make this a doping match right now and throw my own money into it. Are we going to go that route?
No, he's not talking about you.
I got $5,000, says I smash everyone in Bulgaria if we take doping control starting today. Do you want in? You want in?
I'm already keeping my pee in the fridge, so I have to...
Yeah. Your granny's pee. Your auntie's pee. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. There isn't a person in Bulgaria born that I won't smoke drug tested.
Yeah, I swear I will destroy your wrist and your big fingers. I will send your left fingers to your email with your right pronation.
Why? Because you beat Tony Katowski? Get the fuck out of here with that shit, bro.
No, because I warmed up with Tony. And maybe I will pull good with you. That's all.
Buddy, you gotta pull some. You haven't pulled somebody with an arm. See, the Westerners, you think that we're all up here, but we're here too. You see, I'm different. We'll all take a blood test. You want to cry about Chafee's doping control? How about we do a doping control match? How fun would that be? Me, you, Sasho. Me, you, Sasho. From right now, 5 weeks out, I'll smash you both back to back. 5 weeks out of hardcore doping control. You want to let's pump up the sponsorships?
Yes, let's go. Do you put $10K?
I can get $10K for a drug tested match. Yeah, I could.
Let's go.
Blood tested. Blood test.
Yes, blood test.
Random blood test.
Yes, but psychedelics you're using are also doping control. So
me, I use red wine, motherfucker. What I'm doing is a suppressant. I'm giving you a handicap.
Let's go. All right. I'm on.
Say when, motherfucker. I'm your Huckleberry. I'm the Huckleberry you've been asking for. Fucking say when.
And I'm the father of arm wrestling, so
You're the father of shit talking Bulgaria because you're the one who can figure out how to get internet connection. Now flex. Wait, flex. No, flex. What are you doing? All right, never mind. Go away.
What do you want to see? I even have biceps on my wrist.
Yeah, you got
you do a bicep on your wrist. That's pretty freaky. That's quite. Hey, I like that.
Man,
I didn't get a letter to this deal.
That's quite weird.
They found their own sword.
Have you ever seen that before? That's quite weird.
Yeah, it's called a ganglion cyst.
I will carry you without a strap and with ease, believe me.
Hey,
like I didn't want to.
Are you not how many of you guys are whipping my ass? Is it you or Sasho? Which one of you is going to whip my ass?
Like I told you, believe me, if I beat you easy, I don't know what Sasho will do to you. So we better call an ambulance for you.
So wait a minute. You cried about Dave Chafee with doping, but yet doping doesn't exist in Bulgaria. That's what you're saying.
I didn't cry about anything. I'm just translating, man.
Doping is real in Bulgaria. Look at Sasho. He's this wide and gained about 70 pounds in about what amount of time? Let's be real. I'm a realist here. If we want to talk real talk, let's talk real talk. I will drug test, pull anybody on this call, anybody that's watching this call, and anybody from anywhere else. You better be careful with what you're throwing out there, because I've got the backing right now to put this match together.
All right. Can I say something?
You can say whatever you want to say.
90% of the Europeans and worlds I attended, I gave doping control even by my own decision. Like, okay, I will give it. I don't care. I'm just destroying my fucking ass every day, working out 3 times a day to prove I'm the best. I don't need doping.
Good for you. Good for you. What you know?
I am the best natural puller on the fucking earth. Believe me, I will destroy
Simmer
everyone.
down, buddy. Simmer down. Simmer down.
To be fair, kid's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, that's cool, but I'll smash him.
Let's go. But first, pull with Sasho, and then we will have.
So wait, are you saying you're better than Sasho? So I gotta pull Sasho to get to you? Jesus, if I was Sasho, I'd be pretty pissed at you right now.
If you want, we can rearrange the whole event, but it will be bad for the fans. I'm all thinking about the fans. But
I'm
if
the
you want,
promoter. The promoter
if
as
you
well.
want, I will be start looking for a.
Neil.
Hey, listen.
And
We got the next thing.
Stay in your lane. You're just a little guy. You run with the little ponies.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you. Go through Sasho, and after I will be.
Oh, for fuck's sake, dude. That's what the juice does. It makes you think you're bigger than you are. You need to simmer down with that shit.
I don't mind going against the big boys, and I already proved it many times.
Yeah, against those other soft big boys in Europe that eat fucking souvlaki and whatever shit they eat over there. I don't care. They're not me.
Man, in America, you eat frozen fried eggs, and you said we're eating shit? You eat frozen fried eggs. You eat frozen fried eggs.
I can honestly say I've never even seen that anywhere or heard about it.
Yeah, I must admit, frozen fried eggs is a new one on me. I've never come across
Isn't it a wicked oxymoron, like frozen fried egg?
I've never come. Has anybody ever eaten a frozen fried egg?
For
Oh,
sure.
maybe one of those like weird meals for like a breakfast treat or something. But
I mean, it's amazing. I've eaten some weird stuff at my time, as you can probably tell.
What he did though was, I think he fell on his own sword there a little bit.
I think you're talking all this bullshit because you have your cholesterol will hit the ceiling.
It's all those
Cholesterol?
Yeah.
Buddy, are you going medical talks on me now?
I'm just joking with you and messing with you. You know I love you, buddy.
Actually, I wouldn't know that. We've never met. We've never talked.
Why not?
You love me?
Yeah. You want to make up in the house? You want to go in the city?
Oh, well, yeah. Tip to tip. Is that where it's going? I got you.
I'm in a different goddamn house. Let me tell you now. Mark Mayer has just come in with a super chat. Mate, thanks for your super chat. He's put "Get 'em RVJ" and smiley face. Yeah, it's on. I think I love how Sasho's just sat back not seeing a goddamn thing, just taking all this in. But yeah, we know another match that however it goes down between Sasho and Rob. I think we got another match in the making here, without a shadow of a doubt. Bozhidar's come ready. So, Sasho, you were going to answer the question about guys that you feel may be similar to and emulate in some way what you're going to see from Rob. And I wanted to ask the same question of Rob, because it's very, very hard to find anybody in the sport of arm wrestling at any weight class that really brings the same approach to the match, the same strategy, the same technical uniqueness that we see from Sasho?
Okay, so I think I've dissected not his whole arm wrestling game, but his silver bullet, his go-to. Mm-hmm. And he has a lane of pressure and where he's aggressive and comfortable that I've dissected, in my own opinion, guys that I think could emulate that strength and angle well. And these are two guys that I reached out to. Well, one of them I reached out to. The other one, I just put it out there on social media, but haven't got back to him. And I think Mike Aiello, the way he kind of cuts down and across and tucks. And, of course, Todd Hutchins' relentless downward, sideways pressure. It's not exactly the same.
Yeah.
But in a resurgence of, I'm going to try to start picking up my YouTube again. I want to do, I've already set with Todd that I'm going to do a little training. I'm going to go out there in like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to train with Todd because A, he's got European experience. B, he's got direct Sasho experience. C, he has an intellect of the game. He understands exactly what he feels. He'll play the game of being the guy who just throws a motherfucker sideways, but he's very calculated.
This is awesome. Can I tell you, this is like Apollo Creed and Rocky.
Well, yes, like so, but we haven't competed with each other in like 5 or 6 years now. But I really appreciate his ability to understand the people. So I think a melding of the minds, and also in that time frame, he's going against Corey West, who is very hand, wrist, dominant. So I can bring a lot of spice to his table as he can from me. So I'm going out to train with him in like 3 weeks. I'm going to fly out there. And we're going to train, but I think that he can give me enough of an insight, even if Sasho's stronger now, even if he's more proficient, he can give me an idea of what is coming across the table, and I think he'll be able to proficiently emulate that and let me know where I fall in the deck of cards. And of course, Mike being tall, his height and his brute size, I think that coming down, even if it's not as like elbow strong, I think the whole... you got to remember now, Mike beat Norman Thompson's. I mean, he's beat some really big, strong dudes. That lane of downward crushing pressure that I think Sasho has, I don't feel a threat from Sasho in my mind if we stay at 12 or beyond. Like, if we don't get to that past, like, 10-2, I think my arm is going to surprise people with how strong it is and how much damage and impact I could take on my bicep and on my forearm. I think people think I'm just a hand, and it's going to be surprising with how much I can actually wane, because they think Irakli was a curl champion, and I think a lot of those videos with Irakli are bullshit. Curl champion is something I've done, and I think that he's not going to run through me, even if it tucks the way people think it will.
Man, you finally, for 1 hour and 20 minutes, finally you said something that really has sense.
Well, that was going on.
You warmed up all this time, brother.
In the chat, we've got a new hashtag.
Catch up, and I'm still thinking about to say something smart, but I can't.
It doesn't matter, mate. You've already grounded yourself. You've become Bozhidar Simeonaev.
Bozhidar.
Bozhidar. Hashtag Bozhidar in the chat, motherfucker.
Dude, for real though, 10,000 drug tested super match starting today. Anybody
who wants to fund? Yeah, subscribe to my new channel.
Why are they gonna fund you, buddy? I was arm wrestling when you were still a sperm. What the fuck? You were still swimming around your daddy's balls, and I was winning tournaments.
I'm trying to make some profit here, man. Don't get on my way.
How many kids you got? How many kids you got? I've got 5 kids that I know of.
I have about 2-3 million in my balls.
Yeah, and on your laptop camera.
Yeah. If you stop kicking up your camera lens, you'd actually be a fucking stud in Bulgaria.
Listen, I know Bozhidar's going to rock up at the Arnold Classic, sponsored by Pornhub. Big, thick-ass classic. Going to look like Jeff Hale.
Buddy, there's people out there who can't have babies. Don't waste it.
Oh, awesome. Absolute quality. I'll tell you, what's Sasho making of all of this?
Okay, let's talk.
He was drinking Corona Lights, looking at hoes on the beach. He doesn't give a shit. He's just thinking about today, and he's gonna get back to training. I can already see it. He's already fucking like, he don't give a shit.
One for you, Rob, right? So just down the road from you, you've got the ginger dread man, Jerry Caderet. Is he going to be use getting ready for this?
He would be another guy that I would love. But in this time of year, because what his industry is it's camping, and that's like monster from spring till late fall. And he's a monster at what he does. The camper I'm sitting in was a Jerry Caderet deal. Jerry, pulled me a solid. He's a fucking beast, did me great. But he's super busy. So getting together with him, now that guy, without a fucking question, would be my number one go-to. Because if I could at least throw him a layup on that down pressure, he's got to be one of the all-time greats at any weight when he gets past that 2 o'clock range, right? We're in agreement there. That downward weirdo drive, we've seen what he's done with all the greats in the heavyweights when he gets them past that little tick. So he'd be a guy that I'd want to let him get in that tick and just...
You have
I think your mic
blown your microphone.
I think your mic decided to get out of the chat because he's tired of you.
We got a hacker that's got into Rob.
I lost everybody.
No, you're back.
You're back.
You're back.
All right. Yeah, he's a dude that I would love to train with because I think he could emulate more than even a guy like Sasha could give. He's just that strong.
I think Todd Zilla is the nearest you're going to feel to the type of level that someone like Sasho brings in from a pure strength perspective.
Well, you know what else? You know what was good was Michael's coming in pressing. Very, very few people have ever thrown that for a layup. And I know, I'm not stupid. I know practice is practice. I know what's what. But I also know how we were here. We did a 10-minute video, but we were banging for about 2 hours. And when Michael wants to throw a match and end it, and he comes up with his shoulder hard, he's looking to end it. And I could count. I used to watch Michael, and when he wanted to end the match and put his shoulder on it, it was almost always a silver bullet. And if I could, when I laid him up, I said, "Oh, my arm's feeling good." And he even said, "I can't believe you stopped my press." How many people have you seen stop Michael's press when he's deep? How many?
Not many.
No, and I'm talking even the best guys.
That's why I mentioned your training with Michael, because there I can say I am putting my hand on my right side, not on my left. But your practice with Michael, we saw really good endurance, really. And even after some really big matches, you still managed to overcome him. So that was really impressive. And if you say you're not prepared for this match, if somebody understands arm wrestling, he will not believe you. I think you and Sasho, you will just both be there. You will both destroy yourselves, and you both will be at your max. Like, if one of you say otherwise, I think nobody will believe you.
I'd be very happy to walk away with this match as a loser if we both ground hard. I don't want to lose. I don't like to lose, but I at least want to be in the match because
nobody wants to watch easy match. We want
to bang. We want to go hard.
We don't want to see bang. We want to see gang bang.
Yeah. See, there it is. There's your demons coming out again, dude.
Yeah, he's a different kind of dude, this lad.
Keep it on tight rope.
He's 8, and he's just started a YouTube channel. Where can they find you at, Bozhidar?
It's just my name, Bozhidar Simeonaev.
Bozhitrol. You should change it to Bozhitrol. Hashtag.
I can change it. Yeah.
In one night, 1 million subscribers straight off. Bang, get on. So Chris Gamble, super chat. Thanks, mate. He's put, there's nothing wrong with Rob's microphone. This is just what natural testosterone sounds like, Bozhidar. I mean, Bozhitrol.
The juice! The fucking juice! The fermented grape juice!
Стигни да му покажеш малко класа.
Oh, is he still here? I thought he left. I thought he went surfing.
There we go. That's what he's working with. Sasho, are you going to be, when you've got to like stay in a house with this dude for like a day before the match and all the mind games and is that going to bother you?
Ще ти окаже ли някакво влияние да останете в една къща вечерта преди мача и какво влияние ще ти окаже на психиката целият формат?
Не мисля, че нещо би ми повлияло на психиката. Смятам, че ми е достатъчно силно.
He says that nothing can bother his psychic.
Nothing can bother his psyche. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Не, в смисъл, обясни, че от супер много време съм състезател, преди това съм бил борец, ходил съм по много състезания и стажа ми на състезания и като цяло това притеснение не е само от канадската.
I agree.
Like he's competing from 40 years old, like with wrestling and after arm wrestling, so his confidence in himself, his calm before the match, it's like on alien level. Like he can't be bothered. He's all by himself. He's in his own mind and you can't get him out of there.
Very good.
His experience, it's too much to bother him, but we know like Rob as well, but they're just two opposite guys, you know?
Yeah.
That's why we will see great match, because they're two completely different characters.
Now, ladies and gents, we've been on the call now for about an hour and a half, so I'm going to wrap it up very, very shortly. If we've any more questions for the guys, if any more super chat questions, anything like that, fire them in. We've got about 10 minutes and we're going to let the guys jump off here.
Somebody has to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, wait. And what time is it now in Bulgaria? It's going to be like
1
a.m. So we're going to let the guy, for those people who weren't aware, Arm Wars reality check, okay, taking place at the Arnold Classic UK. It's in Birmingham, England. These guys will pull on Saturday, the 2nd of October, right-handed. It is arguably the best light heavyweight stroke middleweight matchup we have seen globally in a very long time. Genuine weirdos from different areas of the world. And they are going to meet head-to-head. 6 professional rounds with a silver bullet 7th. Arm Wars rules, going to be absolutely exceptional. This match is going to go in the middle of the afternoon. For anybody attending the event, the match will be taking place between 3 and 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That's UK time. So a tremendous match in prospect. We are going to have a lot of stuff, a lot of lives and so on, similar to this, but with all the guys that are at the event. They'll be coming out from all different angles on a lot of different channels over that weekend. So please tune into as many of those as you can, support the guys. There's also going to be merchandise for these guys available. Already available for Rob, will be also for Sasho. And you will be able to purchase those shirts. Any of the money raised from that will go to the athletes themselves. They're also going to be staking, which will be released very, very shortly on Stake Kings, on ArmBet. So check that out as well. We'll all be out very, very soon, guys. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's tuned in on the chat, everybody who's tuned into the show. A massive thanks to Bozhidar for being Bozhidar on the show and trolling the living frig out of everything. Absolute quality. Rob Vigeant Jr. for being Rob Vigeant Jr. and answering that with his own little brand of trollability that we know he's got ingrained into his DNA. Listen, I've been arm wrestling and involved in promoting arm wrestling for over 25 years. I've been involved in as an arm wrestler for over 30. And I am extremely personally excited to see this thing go down. I honestly believe this is going to be a very, very special match indeed. I think it's going to be an absolute killer. Make sure you tune in. Guys, anything else you want to say before we leave? We've just had a super chat from Cooper Maxwell. RVJ will make the West great again.
I want to say something.
Yes, mate, go.
Levan is pulling Chafee. Like, if Levan beats Chafee and RVG will have to, will need to be the hero. So it's all on your shoulders, buddy. You need
Is it going to control in that Levan match?
No, you just need to prove you're the hero of America. You need to be Captain America on Arnold.
How much is Sasho? How much are you paying this dude for the mind games?
Nothing.
There ain't no mind games. What he doesn't realize is he's doing his buddy a disservice.
Just our
quiet people are the dangerous ones. People who yap at me like chihuahuas, they make me go right past insecure to fucking asshole mode real quick.
Let's go.
And asshole mode doesn't lose. You've never seen me lose a match where I was hyper aggressive and an asshole. Go research that. In your research, YouTube, Rob Vigeant the asshole. You won't find me losing.
Well, Sasho will open you like a virgin. I mean,
that's a little sketchy, bro.
Yeah, that was that. It's quite funny, but it's also like. Ooh.
I mean, you said you never. So it's time to lose it. It's time to lose your virginity of your badass.
Okay.
Mate.
Again.
Hey, if he shows up with leather and handcuffs, I'm fucking terrified. Seriously, it'll be like, I'm gonna be in another house. You guys enjoy yourself. Seriously, that man shows up with a tub of Vaseline. I've got my trainers on. I'm leaving the fucking car running.
No bad feelings, brothers. Appreciate your call. It was pleasure to talk with you.
Guys, likewise, absolutely spot on. Thank you very much.
I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to meet with you.
It's going to be fun. I'm sure we'll be back on here with the guys before this thing goes down. Sasho, thanks, mate, for coming on. Listen, for everybody in the chat, this fella, English is not his first language. If you asked me to go on a Bulgarian chat show, I would panic. I can't speak Bulgarian well. I understand tiny little snippets. It takes balls for him to come on out of his environment and to come on the show. And I want to thank you for that, Sasha. Really, really appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much for coming on and giving up your time, particularly so late in the evening as well. Bozhidar, you're star, mate. Absolute star. Rob, thanks for your time, brother, as always. And we'll have Rob back on very soon again. Everybody in the chat, thank you for taking the time, for tuning in, checking out the show. Please go over, subscribe to Rob Vigeant Jr. on his YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot of content coming on, building up to this match. Follow Rob's training, follow his progression, follow his work with the likes of Toddzilla, getting ready to pull Sasho Andreev. Also, get yourself over to Bozhidar's channel, get subscribed, give this guy a flying start. He is arguably the best 80-kilo arm wrestler in the world. Show him some love, arm wrestlers. Go over there, get sub to this guy. You can see he's an entertaining individual. He's also going to be at the Arm Wars reality check. Look for a big match announcement on that one soon. We're working on it.
Who's he pulling?
Very likely Vlad the Destroyer.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Hell of a match right there. So, stand by for other announcements around the Arm Wars card. They are going to be coming thick and fast in the next couple of days. I'll probably go out myself tomorrow a little earlier in the evening to give everybody a bit of insight on that as well. If this is your first visit to Supernatural Strength, please like, share, and subscribe, guys. And until we see you next time, take it easy, peeps.
Peace out, Neil.
And I think
it was really nice conversation.